Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shardburst 1385. Sorry about our late start. We got sidetracked. It happens. We try really hard to be on, but we didn't make it this time. So, when last we left off, we had spent most of the adventure actually upgrading the mechs to tremendousness. Um,
Mm-hmm.
in my re-listening of last week's episode, I went, oh, God, on several occasions. So, and I'm like, but so here we are. Everybody has got their stuff upgraded. You guys are currently getting ready for a mech off between you and the Skitter Squad.
Oh yeah.
Uh, for training purposes, which we're not going to run all the combat for. It will mostly just be, the background. And you also have been spending time with the Skitter Commander because he also does science stuff as you try to figure out the Hagoyamen. And we'll start off with Lollipop. What are you doing?
Uh, during the practice, or is this before?
This will be before the practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
So,
see. I'll go to one of the twins. The scientist, one of the twins, not
Temperance.
the dangerous. Yes, I can never remember which one's which. Temperance and Charity. I know their
Charity
names.
shoots lightning. Temperance does not.
Ah.
Charity shoots lightning. Temperance shoots drugs.
Yeah.
Nice.
But responsibly. Pew pew.
Depends on if he's hitting you guys or the bugs. He's not using responsible doses on the bugs.
Well, yeah, it's war.
No, responsible for their death.
But yeah, no, this is more field studies.
Very
Nice.
well. Temperance, what is your location?
Temperance isn't.
You're
in
still
some...
on the military base.
Yeah, so Temperance isn't in some sort of. Well, he doesn't even have to be in a lab. He has a biolab on his arm all the time. So he'd probably be easy to find in either like the mess or the barrack.
Mm. And you guys have known each other for a while, so I'm sure that patterns have emerged, so you have a decent chance of finding them. Or there's these amazing new technologies. They're called comps.
Not
Yeah,
only
or
that, but
I
Temperance
can
and
have a ship
Charity.
locate him.
Temperance and Charity have biomonitors in their armor, so all of you guys constantly know of their position
Charity
physiology and stuff like that.
has entered REM sleep. Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. It'll actually even tell you if they're under the effect of mind-altering stuff, not just physical-altering stuff.
Well, actually, that's pretty amazing. So yeah, so you find Temperance.
Oi, I think I need your help.
Yeah, Temperance probably like has his biolab off and is like fiddling with it, tinkering with it, and looks up and is just with an expectant look of
All right. You're pretty good at getting your brother to do things, because, brothers, right? And he's the de facto leader of us, so I'm going to need to try and impress this on you so you can impress it on him so he can get shit together. We got to do something with that, the Hagoyamen.
We don't even really understand what it is, other than the fact that it is in possession of a piece of the Starstone, making it incredibly dangerous.
And it's going to be useful in getting rid of those bugs out there. At least that's what I've been led to believe by a very credible source.
Did your credible source happen to tell you how we would be able to use the Starstone without having to all go through the Starstone challenge?
Not yet. I'm sure he's waiting for an opportune time to let me know. Okay. Empirically, right? You do understand that the gods exist, hmm?
The gods are demonstrably existent, yes. Both I and Charity were raised in Abadar Core.
And also sometimes they have followers that they talk to, influence, give instructions to.
Especially certain gods such as Desna.
Or certain gods such as Triune, who's been in contact with me since I passed out going down to the planet.
Actually, Temperance probably does give you a curious look that he's like, you're a little more
Yeah.
organic than most of Triune's converts.
Yeah, well, I've got this thing. I've been worshipping him for a while because, he's artificial intelligence turned into a god. So making an artificial intelligence basically would maybe get me in his good graces. And besides, he's the most pragmatic fucking god out there. They all got some weird shit going on.
You could probably find Phrasma more, but that's if you're trying to deal exclusively in death.
Yeah, that's not necessarily what I want. I want the opposite. I want life, artificial, but that's beside the point. He says we need to get a hold of that Hagoyamen and do something with it, but he hasn't given me a clue what. But I'm pretty sure I'll probably need the entire team if we're going to either try to convince the boss to let us fuck around with it, or, well, as a group, we're pretty effective. We might be able to temporarily borrow it.
Have you tried conversing with Fable 42 concerning this? As much as I am hesitant to trust time travelers due to the innate difficulties of time travel and perception of time, they might have some understanding if this is indeed the correct course of action or will lead to their future.
I haven't, but maybe if the two of us go to him, he'll be able to understand that this is important and maybe possible. I don't know if he's seen any more of the future because he said that the bugs were going to be a problem down on the planet. So they weren't that much of a problem. Well, not for us, maybe for the skidders.
Yeah, that he's like shoves his hand into the micro lab and is like, problem is a relative term.
So you come with me and talk to him? And then we can, all three of us, go to your brother and say, as a group, we ought to do this.
He'll be doing
So-
most of the talking.
Casualty losses on Vest Prime were 40%.
Which is extreme, but we're kind of badasses, so we got out mostly unharmed.
Well, thanks to I'm not there. The Hagoyamen did definitely help that.
Yeah.
The Hago ramen. Yummy.
I keep saying it wrong. Yeah, the
Fago
Hagoyamen.
Raymond.
The Fago ramen.
Oh
Oh
no.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is
It's
a
a
curse.
delicacy
I-
for, yeah.
I have the books for us to play that. Don't make me switch worlds.
There's an Insane Clown Posse role-playing game?
Yeah, it's a Roll20
believe
game.
it.
Pretty cool.
It's called Scott has played
Nice.
it with us. But it's basically D20 modern with a juggalo twist.
Can
But
I
back
get tetanus? I had to get one in. I had to get one in.
Mm.
You can't just yell magnet. It is funny, but you can't.
I didn't yell it. I said it very quiet.
That's cultural insensitivity, Rowan.
Oh, I'm sorry, juggalos.
They don't
Don't.
know what maggots work. They don't know how magnets work.
I
And
know how
yes, I
magnets
do
work.
know that I'm also clowning on Oh god, I used the word clowning on accident.
Ha 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 ha.
Shit. So anyway, Chris, now that you've taken your lumps.
Mm. So, are you ready?
Yes. Oh shit,
me
he's
dodging my lump.
neo-dodging him. Oh.
All right. So, Yeah, the Hagoyamen. Anyway, without the Hagoyamen, it would have been a much different battle. Literally, the city was overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
When you guys made it through the portal, that was when they started to come in there, and they filled that room up pretty quick too. Many were lost because they tried to go through portals and died. But
Well, sucks to suck, Bug.
let's go
Fable
talk.
42.
Let's go talk to the Fable.
I assume you're meditating somewhere in a white cloud of dust, with eyes distant and gazing into both the past and the future.
No, actually, he's leaning over a guardrail, watching mechanics finishing up the job, finishing up tuning on the mechs.
Right? Yeah, you've made the mechanics that work on the mechs very annoyed. Your OCD is like bothered them.
Oh, I'm not like sitting there like being all up in their shit. Well,
Mm,
I don't let anything work on the array neck. I do all that work myself. Um,
good. I
Man,
but
should make you
the
roll for it,
you
but I
and
won't.
Mira both have characters that are like that. No, don't touch my baby.
Mm,
Well, I think narratively speaking, because Fable is from the future, he's probably and his is a phase mech. He's probably incorporated higher levels of technology in it, so he doesn't trust just anybody to even look at it, let alone like work on it. There's that thing like you don't understand what that does. Like don't fuck with that. You don't understand what it does. So it's
Ah,
probably like a safety issue as much as anything. Like there's probably a lot of classified shit, and he's probably gotten clearance for the classified shit for the like to do his own work and like with to a large degree because especially like the internal stuff because it's a higher tech deal. Like it's not a sentimental thing. It's a you're gonna fucking hurt yourself and you don't know what you're doing kind of thing. But he'd be watching everybody, the engineers work on everybody else's. Like he's just kind of like maybe the spear is being like loaded over towards his mech, but he's like watching everybody else's actually get worked on.
okay.
And
So, do you guys try comms or do you just track him down because someone can hack his comm?
Track him down.
Okay. Make a computers check for me.
Three.
Uh, okay. So, it's, I don't know. Jester, what is your bonus to computers?
my bonus to computers is a plus 15.
So that would make yours a 35 at a 20, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, uh, it pops up briefly, and then all of a sudden, your guys' hardware starts to fritz out. And yeah, you just weren't quite good enough.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't break your stuff, but it definitely, yeah, you have to reboot.
I'm rebooting. Like, now why the fuck would that happen? I'm gonna have to look into that.
Mm. About that time, we see the skater commander, Staven. He's the one with the deep voice, right?
You say Dave?
Yeah, Staven. Remember,
Oh,
all of them have
Staven. Yeah,
all
Yeah.
of them have not
Not Stalin.
Soviet names.
yeah. There's Staven. There is um Angrills, or I think.
No, I thought it was Staven, Loinen, and Brodsky or something like that.
Yeah, Staven, Lonin, Lo-An, and Gorbachev.
Oh yeah,
Gorbachev.
Gorbachev.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Such
it
a
was
good name.
Gorbachev that had the deep voice.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Is he
But
going to
Gorbachev.
bury us in paperwork every time we have combat?
No, he shall not. See, look, now I made him Russian. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hmm.
Are you ready for this mock combat we have to be in later?
And that's to Is he just
Lollipop and Temperance.
yeah, stumbled into us, and Temperance is like, I'm the co-pilot. You'll have to speak to my pilot.
By
Yeah,
the way,
we're ready.
may I just say that I love the fact you guys, we need to find Fable. Let's hack his phone. Well, that didn't work. I guess there's no other way to find him. Let's.
You're coming across two very unsocial nerds. This probably was their first thought: is hack their equipment.
Well,
Yeah.
not that that's not valid. But
Oh, yeah.
you failed
Oh,
to
no.
hack and then said, "Well, there's no other way to find him."
Yeah, I agree. That's
We'll
it's
talk
funny
to him
'cause we
later.
Kinda,
Yeah. No, we'll see him in the mess or something.
oh, we might have to like call him on his phone. I don't want to do that.
Okay, we'll go through the trouble of trying to hack his phone. We're not gonna call it at all.
What if he's busy? I don't want to interrupt anything. This is why I
You
hate
might be
going
taking
to
a poo.
parties.
You might be taking a poop. Do androids poop?
Yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes, they do. It's not like the poop that most people have, but yeah, they poop.
Don't need to know.
Yeah, they
Vital
excrete waste
information.
like all other stuff that transforms matter into one thing to another. Anyway. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was
Temperance is
remembering-
just kind of like passing the buck off to Charity.
Yeah. Hey, like friendly banter, like, hey, you guys ready for the thing? Sorry, I'm a co-pilot. Like,
Oh, you are a tracer. I see.
I handled the computational and I handled the computational end of everything. Charity is actually the one that runs the moment-to-moment mech suit.
Yeah, we're good, mate. I'll see you on the battlefield, but you probably won't see me.
You will
I
definitely
look-
see us.
I look forward to it. But before you guys go, I've been doing some computations, and I believe that it would be possible to harvest the energy of whatever it is the android calls it. Or not the android, the Kasathan calls it the Hagoyamen, the Hago Ramen, I don't know. But I think we could either form it into a super weapon, or perhaps we could use it as a bomb to take out the main nest.
Both of these sound incredibly non-credible, considering we are dealing with something that no mystic or mage has ever been able to comprehend. I'm interested.
Well, it's still, see, I keep trying to make him Russian now. It's still a energy source, and an energy source can be used. We already have the technology to make it run this place for 1 billion years.
How do we know that this will work this way and not end up with a god of the hive?
Well,
Yeah.
we do know that the Ravi have been trying to find this and exploit it, so they must have come across some sort of information in their journey that led them to, what was it, Arcadia, correct?
Actually, yeah, Temperance does look at the two of them and it's like, you do not believe that the hive could potentially be attempting to ascend their hive mind to godhood.
Possible. Of course, if we only have a piece of the Starstone, we don't know if it'll actually work.
Well, we know if they try to attack Absalon, that everyone in the universe will show up to defend it. But
So
this
easier,
piece,
easier to attempt to take a potential piece lost in some historical records.
Otherwise, I don't think they would have went for Prime quite yet. The Vesk. Wow. Huh. The Ravi are known for taking things in order, so to speak. So they should have went through the other 7 planets before they got to Prime.
also the small matter of attacking one of the most warlike, militarized groups in the known universe and attacking their home planet.
So, Fable, you are like super paranoid anyway. Give me a computers check. $27. Check your chart. Um,
I said, how's a 27?
27's good enough to realize that someone tried to hack your stuff.
Seeing that everything is still, I double check it, make sure it's still secure. Where are they at in relation on the base? Like if I'm if I'm standing on a rail watching the mechs get worked on in like the fucking bay for that in the big mech bay, like
You
where are
said
they in the base?
Charity. Sorry, No, see, it's not Chastity.
Temperance.
No, that's their sister.
I was about to say,
Right.
did you just say
Temperance.
chastity?
Charity and chastity are a thing. All
Eh,
right, so Temperance. Where did you say that you are at? Did you say you were at the?
He was at the barracks, so we're probably just in some corridor. Assuming this is all one building.
Well, okay.
So yeah, but they're probably a mile away from your at the
Yeah,
rail looking into the mech base.
all right. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to make sure we're in relation on the base because in my mind, for some reason, I kept picturing them like maybe down on the floor by the mechs, bases and stuff. But
That actually could be.
I was like, is
cool.
that not? I was like, if that's not true, then then that's not true. But
And
I
also,
want
by
to
the
make
way,
sure.
I imagine that putting the August Travail together is 90% just dumping ammo into this thing.
I don't know. I might be walking around down there just getting everybody's way. But, oh, that's cool.
So Rim is down on the floor in the mech bay.
Charity totally is on his headset on, vibing to some I don't know, C-pop.
Right.
As these greatest hits.
I was about to make the
I'm
same
watching
joke.
them. I'm just watching to see how they do all this stuff because it's kind of cool. Like, wow, building shit. That's kind of fascinating.
Yeah. So I would probably see the two of them down there at the very least.
Okay, well that's what you
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. So he doesn't have a particular reason to like call out or interact with them or anything. I just wanted to make sure if they're down there, then that's might become relevant later.
Right, but at the very least, you know that someone tried to hack your stuff, and they have to be at least on planet, so
Yeah.
or on meteor.
They have to at least
Asteroid.
be on plane of existence.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like maybe kind of make sure the data is still secure. Makes a slightly annoyed face. Puts his comm unit back in his pocket. Maybe this is like the first time we've seen since we actually get a good view of him. Maybe we see that there's something somewhat different about his arm. Like maybe as he flexes it, we see the seam. Maybe as he moves his arms, maybe he kind of looks at it really quickly after putting his comm unit away, and we see the seams on his forearm open up and a little mini rocket launcher pop up and out, and he kind of looks over it. And I think, which arm did I put that in? It was in his left arm. Yeah, he's got the and we see that he kind of looks at it, inspects it, and then the rocket launcher, the mini rocket thing, there's a flashing blue glow sigil on it. But then it just sort of retracts back into his arm, and he kind of he kind of shrugs and goes back to contemplating what he's doing, contemplating in front of him. Maybe his laser eye looks like it's more well focused.
All right, now we flash back to those two.
Yeah.
But So as you can tell, my friends, it may be something that you should talk to your pilot and the other members of the party.
We were
I'm
attempting to
sure that
get
at some point, the commander, whatever her name is, will have ideas for it too. You know how the military complex works, especially if it's led by Vesk.
we were just about to get in contact with another one of our members if you would like to join us.
I would be glad to come along. Always happy to help.
That is the completely straight face, not realizing this is probably not the thing to say in a social context. Says that is very becoming of a Skittermander.
Thank you. I think.
Yeah, that checks out.
Let me check. Some of my comrades are still at the point. Yes, they say your friend is on a rail staring down into the mech base right now.
Temperance probably looks over at Lollipop's frontal lobe and says something like, "He's been doing an awful lot of staring lately."
Yeah,
The
but
frontal lobe.
let's go. Let's go see what he's staring at.
Okay, so the appropriate amount of time, which we'll say is about 15 minutes, happens, and you get to the mech base, and you're down in the bottom, and there he is, 3 stories up, just kind of staring off the 1,000-mile stare that he does now.
Well, Lollipop
About that
I,
time.
I start flying up to him.
Temperance
Oh, yeah,
just
everyone
watches you
flies
go and
now.
goes, "Unbelievable," and then just walks off, badgers Charity to carry him up there.
I mean, you can
Upsies.
fly too if I feel like it. Touch you, you can fly.
Oh yeah,
Say,
another thing.
Gorbachev says, "No, my friend, it's easy. We take elevator."
But it's so much easier to just get my brother to do it.
Okay, I meet you there. It takes you about 15 minutes to find your brother.
And then, like, Fable could probably see it. It's a very short exchange where he, like, taps Charity on the shoulder. He takes his headset off. They kind of talk back and forth. And then Charity looks like, rolls his eyes and rubs his face. Puts the headphones back on. Starts flying. And, like, is not physically strong enough to probably lift him without the fact that this fucks with the gravity of whatever he's touching too. Like, hooks his arms up under Temperance and just starts floating upwards.
I'm king of the world.
And by the time it gets up to where the rest of you are, is like, "Honest to God, do you really have to make me do this?"
Welcome, friend. I started black holes and cannonballs. Good that you're finally here.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier for you to just take the elevator instead of using me. This is much more interesting. And now you're here. We don't have to say this twice.
So, Fable 42, what you see is a lollipop in your face flying above you.
I just kind of he just simply looks very troubled. Like his eyes aren't glowing or anything. He just kind of looks somewhat troubled when you fly past him. He not like obviously his eyes follow the movement and whatnot. But he doesn't really say much of anything. He just kind of looks at you. You realize that he's, put several upgrades on. He's got a new bow and he's got a force pack on attached to his armor. You probably noticed that, like you have engineering, right? So you probably noticed that he's got a weaponized prosthesis for his arm. So like he's, gotten more cybernetic gear on him and what have you. But he kind of he kind of looks at you, regards you for a minute, and eventually probably sees the Skittermander and everybody else like coming up, and
Yeah. A
he
couple
does.
minutes pass, and then the Skittermander gets there, and he's like, "Your friends will be along. They decided that they needed to fly."
He just kind of regards the Skittermander and goes back and kind of like uh, he's not going to be the one that breaks conversation just yet.
I don't really need to fly. I just do. It's just the thing I do. But anyway, you having a nice look over the mix?
He just kind of like gives you a monosyllabic grunt. He's like, "Ugh." And he kind of and like his brows knit together, in concentration and concern again.
Any chance you have an idea whether the Hagoyamen was used to good effect in the future? Don't tell me if it was or wasn't for sure. Just say you know or you don't know.
And he just kind of he looks at you and because he notices that everybody's coming towards him. He's gonna just wait so he only has to say it once. And he say anything once. He's like, "This is what's on your mind."
Mine's plural.
And he kind of uh, is Cleh present?
No. Clay is in the workout room right now.
All right. Did Rim
And
join everybody else going up, or is he down to still down on the floor?
He saw
Sorry.
everybody else fly up, and he's like, "Ooh, I want to fly up."
Oh, okay.
So he came
Yeah.
with y'all.
So Cleh's working out. Okay.
Gliz's got a
I didn't
pump
mean
iron,
to-
bruh.
Navi, Kala.
yeah, well, no,
Bravo.
what probably is
Bravo.
happening is like you see Clet and his power armor, and there's like 4 fucking like punching bags that are destroyed in a corner, and then he just winds up and slams into one, and it just says, it like his suit, which now talks to him, just says, force delivered. 12,000 newtons, 5% de mejora, like sort of thing. And he's like fucking hitting it, trying to get the language to work properly, like, sort of thing. And then we cut back to you guys.
Yeah, I think when everybody else kind of gets there, he kind of looks around and he's like, he says, he's like, "I can't give you details. All of that is classified."
God damn it. I knew
He's
that was
like-
coming.
He's like, "But do you want to know what happened? The future? The future is you all died. Every one of you. In one way or another, hundreds of years before I was even brought in, before I even came about. Some of you died worthwhile, meaningful deaths, and some of you died disappointing deaths. Would you like to know what the future is like?" And he's and
Nope, we'll live it.
there's a
We'll be
there's
all
a
right.
there's a there's like a silver that shines in his eyes, and he kind of like in it for a minute, and all of you except for the Skittermander, because he's not a part of the unit, see in your mind, uh, from like maybe a first person perspective, you see they're very, very, very intense, like almost like you were there. Like you can smell the sweat, you can feel the rocking of explosions, and there is you and you get the impression you're running and turn around and look out over a city that is destroyed, and all you can see is just this wave of nanites crushing down through the city, like absorbing everything. Like you see soldiers making it, you see various soldiers trying to make a stand, and you see like them getting overrun by this wave of like gray wave of nanites that just like envelops them whole. And you see fire streaking across the sky. You see explosions from bombs being dropped, and you can smell the acrid smoke in the air. And you see from the first person perspective, turning and running again. And there's the scene continues, like running through the scenes, and the nanites seem to get closer and closer. Like every now and again, the perspective will turn, and you'll see a nanite overtake somebody who is just keeping up with this perspective, you know, like seconds ago, and until like you get to a room with like a big green glowing gate, and there are several people that of various types. There's like most of them are Lashunta and elves. That there's a few Formians in the mixed that are obviously not quite natural anymore. Like there's no, the life in their eyes is not the natural light that you would have expected. There's something more mechanical about the way they move. There's a unit trying to hold their position. These sort of nanite infected Castrovellians, and as they, the defenders start falling one by one, you hear the shield generator is not going to last long. The disruptive effect is going to fail in minutes. And you see the blaster bolt, like a man who's dressed in like more command like armor get hit with a blaster bolt, or get hit with like well, actually more like a flechette of a grouping of flechettes, which starts to spread through his body. And as you run forward, you see him like go to a knee, and as goes to stand back up, you feel a jerking on the back of your collar, and then then the perspective flies backwards, and then there's just nothing, like nothing but a silvery like energy shimmering, and then it all stops, and he goes, that was the future as it was. Would you like to see what the future is now, since coming back here and going back there? Does anyone answer?
Maybe we want to see it. Maybe. But I want to know if you've been sent here to change the dark part of our future where we have these sometimes great, sometimes senseless deaths, or whether you're here to make sure they happen.
You don't understand.
Ooh.
I wasn't sent here at all.
I meant sent now. Sorry. Time
wasn't-
travelers speak.
I knew what you meant, and I was responding in kind. I was not meant to come to this century. I was meant to be at least 3 centuries ahead of where you're at now, to prevent a completely different apocalypse. This, and the silvery like light flashes around again, and everybody but the Skittermander gets this vision. And when you see the vision you see now is the moment that he stepped through the portal in the basement, when he was gone and came back somehow a week older than he should have been. And you see him come pulled right back out by the same guy who apparently threw him into the energy in the first place, and and they immediately step out onto a battlefield with the swarm, and the swarm is now overtaking everything. And it seems, and you hear somebody shouting, I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they're able to power that much. I don't know how they're able to power that much, that many reactors at once. That's we can't even there's And then the message gets garbled with like lots of explosions and whatnot. When they got a hold of and there's even more explosions, and the commander turns around and says, "Listen," and he's like, "Whatever you did back there, something changed." He's like, he was like, something changed wherever you weren't. What happened? There's a like about a blurry sound that goes on sort of. He's like, and he's like, well, if they get a hold of, he was like, well, while you were gone, history changed, and this swarm got a hold of got a hold of some artifact. Yeah, they're forget the nanites. The nanites, the swarm integrated the nanites into them. It's a completely different situation. This is neither the swarm nor the nanites. This is something new, something incredibly terrible. And it all started after you went through the portal. And I'm probably the only people who have any memory of what used to be are the ones that were in proximity to the portal. And he's like, and there's like an explosion, and like the perspective turns, and you see just like a bridge, the bridge, the dam that they're on, just getting blown up, like right in the middle, and there's just an explosion, and there's some attempt there appears to be some attempt by the commander and Fable to try to get out of the way, but that's where it stops. And he's like, and Fable kind of looks at you, all of you, and when it ends, and he's like, "That's about all I can show you for now." He says, "I don't understand." He says, "I don't understand why I came back to now. I don't understand why that changed things." He said, "Time is." I'm still trying to make sense of it all. Everything about time is completely broken in some way. The coming back here can't have been the reason that they got a hold. It can't have been the reason that the future changed, because the future wouldn't have. There would have been a major paradox in that couldn't the kind that could have ripped the timeline entirely apart. As
Or
for
at
the
least shattered it.
yeah, it's like, as for the Hagoyamen, my theory is that with the swarm having that the Hagoyamen might is probably the artifact that the swarm got a hold of. I don't know what it was or how they managed to use it in such a way, but they were able to co-opt it, the in order to they were able to utilize it to co-opt the nano plague in ways that were terrifying. He, he's
All
like,
right. So,
So we keep it, right?
mm,
I'm not sure that.
Nobody else gets it.
Well,
you,
the swarm definitely should never get it. As for what to do with it now, and he shrugs, I'm cut off right now. I don't know anything from my people in the future, or if they even are still there.
does that mean you're not going to do anything? Or does that mean you're going to help out wherever you can?
He goes, that means I'm going to try to figure. That means I'm trying to decide what the right thing to do is. And the only thing that has a right and wrong answer is that the swarm can't get a hold of this thing.
Perhaps the swarm can be destroyed by this thing.
Well, they can certainly be affected by it to some extent, or at least they can affect it. That suggests a sort of a mutual effectivity. To be honest, the nano swarm, the nano plague, and the swarm, when they came together, are completely different danger than I've ever seen before. And I don't. He's like, so there has to be some sort of mutual reactivity. And he kind of like, he's like, I wish I had better answers, but I simply don't know enough at this time.
Well, we're
And he
talking
doesn't-
about.
Yeah, he does not smile when he says time. It's like he's unaware that there was a pun that could have been made there.
Caden, Kalian, Yomade, Norgerber, they're gods because of the thing that we have a piece of. Whatever it is, we can't let the swarm have it, but are we so sure that this is a smart idea trying to use it?
I'm pretty sure. I kind of got some directions that we need to use it for something from Triune.
From who?
Artificial God himself.
Yeah, no, I know who Triune is.
I used to just be able to make and fix shit. Now I'm doing all sorts of fucked up shit with magic. He gave it to me on the way to the cave.
All right,
Who else has? Everybody has mysticism, right?
pretty much.
Everyone that has mysticism, go ahead and make a check. Either that or sense motive if you don't have it.
How about
Well,
that?
look at that, Fable. You believe him.
Man, Charity.
It's
Eh.
okay, Charity.
Wisdom skill wisdom skill, and he's a charisma caster.
So, you're not too sure, Charity. Everybody else believes, after sensing his glow, that he has been touched by something greater than they've seen before.
All right. Official commander of the Raiders rule going forward. If anyone comes in contact with a god or a higher entity of another plane, tell me.
Well, I just told you, didn't I?
Damn, got him.
I would say I'd whip the smile off your face, but you don't got one.
That's not the problem right now. The problem is whether our dear friend here is going to just, let analysis paralysis keep him from doing anything, or whether he agrees and will help us get a hold of the Hagoyamen and see if we can't use it to solve both problems, I guess. The swarm first and the nanoplague second.
Or potentially cause another one of Zai's follies.
Ba-dum-bum.
Fable's
Jim?
like, yeah, I think Fable would be like, legend has it that was more because one of the heroes gave up.
I thought it was good. One of them said it's because Shaba fucking shot it.
Wow.
Always trying to blame
Wow.
poor
Always.
Always.
poor
There's no
Xander.
always trying. It's factual. The universe is sharded because Xander gave up.
And
Poor
Disagree.
Xander.
I don't think it's
shot
sharded. Shaba shot it.
Shaba shot it.
Shaba technically saved everyone by shooting, but Xander gave up the universe when he quit.
Xander's just like, fuck it, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't get paid
Quit.
enough for this.
Quit stun locking me.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah. Quit stun locking me, fucking hell. This raid boss sucks.
The worst part about it is, we'll get into that some other time. Let's get back on
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, fuck Xander. All right,
Aw.
Hey. All right.
Ow.
What if we
I
just
love
go
you, Scott.
Hagoyamen
I
range
stand.
and take it?
I stand Xander. I stand her.
Do you stutter?
Yeah. Did I
Okay.
just stutter though?
I don't think so. I think that was
That's what I
purposeful.
thought.
Listen, we
So.
stan our Xanders in this household.
Yes.
We do not say that name. Every time you say that name, a Polarian kitten dies.
Oh, what kitten?
Yay!
I just made something up.
Thank you. I'm
Alright.
glad that there was a yay for a kitten dying.
There's plenty of kittens in this house.
Jester, after you get done coughing and almost dying, remind me what the name of that system is that you tried to get me to go to for like 2 seasons and I refused.
What's this? What are you talking about?
The system where we told Janice McClure we quit.
Oh,
Tabori cluster?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I needed that because I didn't write it down and I couldn't remember.
I thought we were
So-
in the Tabori cluster for like 2 seasons.
Yes, but it took him 2 seasons to get me to go back after the people of the Tabori cluster fucked me
Yeah.
over.
Fair.
Like,
So-
It took
are we-
terrorist acts.
I got a question for
Go ahead.
all the people here. Are we just gonna tell the military that we deserve to have the little cool star Raymond thing, and we can protect it so that if they topple the military, they don't take it?
Lollipop's thinking heist.
Yeah,
Exactly.
stealing from our bosses is actually for once I think a good idea.
I don't think
the-
they're going to just give it to us, but at the same time, do you think it's very smart to try and steal from the Viscarium?
God,
It's
I
for
think-
the greater good.
I'd like to say at this point I think Claire probably comes through
oh,
because
good.
I've been not a part of the scene for a while, and I think probably it's about time I get as a part of the scene.
Suddenly,
Word.
Claire appears in the distance and is there.
Yeah, Claire like walks up, and you're just hearing like fucking some random language that maybe only one of you speaks as it translates, and Claire's like smacking his chest, like "Stop speaking," like sort of thing. And he approaches and says, "This suit is tiring me emotionally. I'm not used to this sort of frustration. I require distraction. Someone say something interesting."
We're gonna steal the thing back.
Ah,
Okay.
excellent.
And use it to destroy all the bugs.
Excellent.
Would
he
that be
didn't
good enough
have
to
his-
fix the suit's audio processor? Or at least set it to a language that Clay can understand?
I would like to think that it is because fucking I just self-imposed this.
Okay, that was what I was about to say. I don't know. Claire,
Yeah,
does that
it
fix
probably-
this suit, or is
and-
it
Yeah.
still broken?
This
'Cause,
is
like-
this is probably like the most old man shit too. Like you need to roll a 5, like sort of like just like I had it on like language rotation mode or something.
Yeah, we
Demo
see
mode.
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
got this
that's
going
the one.
on. Temperance just walks behind you, pulls open one panel, and you know those little pull tabs you're supposed to pull out before you use something?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
He just pulls one of those out, closes it up, and is like, "I've performed the miracle."
Suit at 100% operation. If you would like to set user preferences, please go to the menu. And Claire's just gonna look at you, look at Temperance, and just like scruffle his hair, and then continue to listen to the conversation.
It now translates everything perfectly into Showbot.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, he would have
Oh.
set it to that.
And it's been long enough. So long as Lollipop says that he helped, then it should also speak Capran.
Ooh, excellent. Lollipop,
you
you
can speak
definitely
to goat
helped,
people.
right?
I just
Yep,
want you to
I'll
know.
definitely help.
I just want you to know. You're very great. You're very good. Glad that I'm not playing a character that's a practical joker.
Oh, of
So
course.
because I was just looking at my freaking languages and I realized that the language that they speak on Octurne is one of the languages that I speak, and I was like, if my character was a practical joker, I would set those settings to Aklo. So the
Yeah.
first time, like, you put it on, and it starts speaking this. Yeah, it's just like this dark, evil fucking language starts talking to you. That'd be great.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not playing a practical joker. But I am not playing not playing that type of character though.
Sheeran would also be a good one for that, because
Oh yeah,
lots of switch-
Sheeran slash any bug language would be good because Claire would know it because I've been picking up languages and Claire does in fact know like 2 languages of bugs. You got to
Mhm.
know your enemy.
So
And he'd be
Formian
pissed.
and Sharon.
Yes, Formian, that's
Mhm.
the one.
Right, the ant people.
Yes,
They're
yes.
good.
The one who he wore their shells as armor as at one point.
But technically, you can buy those from Formians
True. I think I
because
like to
after
say
a
that.
Formian dies, it's just
Yeah.
parts, right?
Oh yeah. No, I think that Kled probably had it though because his
Yeah, we
family back
decided it
whenever.
was your
Yeah.
mother's suit, right?
Yeah.
And you had
Yeah.
a note from your mother that said it was an antique.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember saying, write down that you have a note from your mother for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Claire's my son. This is my armor. It is 200 years old. Fuck off.
Yeah. May
Love,
it
Mom.
bring you much death.
Mm.
Or may it
But
bring
yeah.
your enemies much death. There we go.
Yes.
Love, mama.
Yeah. P.S. I hope you enjoyed the bug casserole.
Ravi and noodles, my favorite.
Ravi and noodles.
Oh god.
Ravioli.
Ravioli. Fuck you,
Ravi
Wayne.
Show-
Oli.
Showbod wedding.
Copod wedding.
Oh.
Oh man.
The beautiful and horrible things we create. Thanks, Pazio.
Mhm.
All right, so where were we? Oh, so you just got informed that we can use it to be a weapon. All right, so we definitely have one that's all for it. Now, here's the fun part.
Uh-huh.
Rim, where did you put it? Because they never technically took it from you. They've been making you go for testing.
Oh, it's in my pocket then.
Well, backpack
Oh my
maybe,
god.
pocket no. It is a basketball, remember? At least as far as size goes.
You could always put
Okay.
you could
Do
always
we have
put it
like
in
a foot locker?
I mean, you could always have me store it because I literally my character would do nothing with it, but keep it the most safe it could possibly be.
He swallows it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
maybe.
And he would trust you quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
Oh
Team
yeah.
forearms, baby.
Team forearms.
That and Clay has been your best friend this entire time.
Oh yeah. Supporting you in any way possible.
Thank you for the money. I shall protect you, my friend.
Yeah, pretty much.
By the way, that does mean that since I used technically for now anyway.
Oh, and also while you're at it, roll me 3 rolls real quick.
I actually did that earlier. I got a
I
9,
saw.
a 9, and a 9.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
What
That's
a
Don't
what
tell
a
Gunner.
combo.
Huh?
Yeah, don't tell Gunner. He's been playing a game called 999, and if there's any more coincidences in life, his head might explode.
Mm.
Yeah,
kinda
I
want
thought
to
it was
begin it.
weird too because I was like, really 3 in a row? And it's not the first time I rolled 3 in a row because I bought a new dice set and I rolled the same number 3 in a row on the D20 like twice.
Huh.
And I was like,
Quantumly random.
Wait,
fuck,
you
man.
bought a new dice set and I haven't seen it? What the hell is wrong with you?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Shit, I didn't think about it until just now.
I don't know. Shit. I love
I
I
that.
got it.
brought
I
my
picked
new
it up
dice set
yesterday.
over so you could see. Oh, you just got it yesterday. You're fine.
Yeah, just yesterday. So
Is it pretty?
yeah, they're pretty cool looking.
Okay, we'll move on. I can see those after game. You bought new clicky clacks and you didn't share? Okay.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Did you bring enough to share with the class?
Mm. I hope so. So, got sidetracked again.
It
So,
happens.
I believe, says Gorbachev, perhaps we should go see the Vesk woman who's in charge, whatever her name is. You think after 6 months I would be okay with this, but I can't remember her name for shit.
Charity
I
leans
feel
in
ya.
and is like, man, I'm so glad you said that because that is me all of the time. Do you know how long it took for me to learn everyone's name in here? I thought Fable's name was like Phelan or something for like 2 months.
Phelan 42. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's feeling 42.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 42.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
Listen, if we can't have some T Swift on stream, I don't want to be on stream.
Taylor Swift is the official anthem for killing the swarm.
For a second, I thought you said Sailor Swift, and I thought that there was a new Sailor Moon character. And then I thought of
There you
Taylor
go.
Swift as a
Scout.
Sailor Moon character. Yeah.
By the light of the swift, I punish you.
By the light of the Swift, I'm gonna break up with you and then write a song about it.
Oh, Jinx.
Oh man. Anyway,
Tangent over.
Okay, so Commander Crezadot. If it wasn't before, that's what it is now.
I was gonna say, write it down
Write that down, write that down.
somewhere.
I'm getting up. The keyboard's on the other side of the room.
Do we have a party notes spot?
Write that down, write that
I
down.
see that we've got the Hell Jumper all written out in our party treasure, which is nice.
yes.
Okay. Gommandar.
It's also got our sponsored by Abador core message on it.
True, true.
We
Welcome to
love you.
Abadar Corp. We love you.
That's also so funny because I don't think Abadar would give a fuck about any of that because he's lawful neutral boring man whose best.
However, it does make a great idiocracy.
Oh, it is
reference.
great for that.
Well, it's basically like if a middle manager was a god.
Yeah.
You want to know the fucked up part about Abadar? You lawful neutral god. You think he's all right? No, his best friend amongst all the other gods is Asmodeus, the
Well, there you go.
lawful evil god. Because
Hey,
he likes
law attracts law, I
contracts.
guess. This is why it's ACAB.
He's like, well, shit. At least he follows a pattern. At least he follows a set of rules and a pattern of behavior, right?
He's predictable enough.
So the god of law and civilization's best buddy is the god of tyranny and schemes.
All right. Does everybody have the NPCs page now?
Uh,
Yes.
Yes, I see it now.
Okay. Commander Crezadot. Well, gentlemen and
Does-
ladies.
Can we? I can't edit it. Can anybody else?
No, I don't think I set it up for that. I just put it so it was all visible. I'll get you.
I was gonna say it's still blank.
Yeah.
How is it still blank? Yeah.
Roll 20.
Classic.
All right. Is it there now? Let's try this.
Nope.
Nope.
You can edit it.
Well, I
I
can hit
can't.
the edit button, but I don't get anything pulled up. Yeah, let's reset.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, here we are. So
Yeah.
I go. So we can
It
pull
should
it up.
say
So hold on. Let me.
Shaven, Lonan, Loan, and Gorbachev and Commander Krezad.
Oh, it
Crezadot.
doesn't.
You make sure you didn't put it in the GM notes part and in the
Oh.
regular text.
That might
might
be
the
it.
difference.
True,
PCs
it's
and
got-
PCs.
because it's got a GM
Oh,
notes and it's got
okay.
description and notes. If you didn't put it in description and notes, we can't see it.
Hang on. I got you. Hot. Paste. How about now?
Yay.
Yay, they're work.
Yay!
Nice.
As you can tell, I just copied and pasted from the actual chat when we named.
Sometimes it be like that.
But, yeah. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. It took me longer to do that than I thought it would.
Gorbachev.
Oh. Gorbachev. Mm. Yes, that's my name.
That's probably my favorite.
Mm.
It's a Gerber baby version of Gorbachev.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if they put Skittermanders on baby food, people would buy it.
True.
Yeah,
You put
true,
Skittermanders on anything, people will buy it.
true.
It's
Well,
true. I do have a stuffed Skittermander. So,
See?
well, it also holds dice in its belly. That was part of the reason I decided to go ahead and buy it.
It's helpful.
Unless it was I think it'd be
Yeah.
questionable if it was a photorealistic Skittermander.
Mm.
That would look like a horror.
I think
Actually-
photorealistic Skittermanders would just look like plushies.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Gizmo with 6 arms.
That or
But
they'd look like Furbies and we'd all be terrified of them.
that is true. A Skittermander Furby would be terrified.
Chupa wappa. Ha ha ha.
Did he
I
just
like
say he was going to
Furbies, I'm
kill me?
weird.
Kill
You are weird.
Bin Laden. Ha ha.
Yes, when we could teach Furbies to swear. Long ago, before people had had enough, Furbies could say fuck.
Long before
story.
Long Furby.
Oh God, I love long Furbies.
Mm. But,
Fantastic. Long Furbies aside.
so is there a reason you guys made me stop doing my normal thing to talk to you? Is there something wrong with the mechs? Do you
No,
need more
we just
money?
like looping you in on random conversations. Why are you here, anyways?
Oh, I'm commander because I kicked ass in the last war.
Fair.
You know, fair enough.
Makes sense. Good job.
I'm commander because
Besides,
I'm the
when was
only
the
one
last
here
time
who
you
knows
saw
how.
a 4'7" Vesk that could kick someone's ass?
I
When
think
was the
any
last
vest could
time-
kick someone's ass.
Right, but
She-
she is like a dwarven Vesk, for lack of a better term.
Charity like finger guns at her and goes, "Well, shoot, when was the last time I saw you?"
7 seconds ago. No. But, so, why are we here?
Well, that's the thing, Commander. We believe that we might have a way to potentially end the war, but it's a bit dire.
Dire as in you won't be coming back? Or dire as in we're going to have to break several of the Veskarian Convention rules?
Dire as in we are going to have to be using a portion of the Star Stone in order to do it.
Oh, you mean the Hagoyamen? You figured out a way to use it to defeat the Ravi?
Why is everyone
Yes.
everyone's like, "Oh, this is perfect. This is so easy." Am I the only one who sees this as potentially a problem?
Oh,
When
no.
one has a path directly in front of them, one should take it.
Check your chart, bro.
I shouldn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. All right. I didn't think I was turned off. I
You
think
were.
when you say, "Does anybody else not see there might be a problem with this?" I think Fable probably puts his hands on a hand on your shoulder, and it's probably his left one, and the newly weaponized prosthesis, and he's like, "I share your concern," and he kind of like goes and uh, leans against, probably leans back against the rail, although this time facing the group.
I
Uh,
think I've been
but-
hanging out with Clyde too long. Fuck it. If we could fight better, let's use it.
Ah, yes! Clez like, hell yeah.
We are all gonna die, but you know what? Fuck it.
But fuck it. Yeah. Well, there is some news that you guys were going to find about tomorrow, but I guess since we're already here, and she brings up the 3D display and she's showing you a small planetoid in the Tabori or just outside of the Tabori cluster technically. Um it's only about 600 miles in circumference. There's a couple of mountains and then she's like this was planetoid Alpha Centauri Prime 786.
Yes, a
Right
beautiful
before
name.
the war. And this is what it looks like now. And instead of being a 600-mile planetoid, it looks to be about 3 times that size because the planetoid has been taken over by a hive. We believe that we've found where the hive is sending troops and ships from. And it's been far enough out that it's taken us this long to find it.
Well, if we were
So,
able to destroy that, that would completely wreck their logistics in this part of the galaxy.
well, and as you know, while there isn't technically a queen, and she uses air quotes, um, there is a strong enough connection to said hive mind that it influences all of the Ravi in this area. So far, at the very least to the core and here. So it's about halfway between both of them. So that's a pretty long distance for keeping things in control.
If we destroy it, the hive will be reduced to a more feral state.
The problem at the moment is finding enough ships that aren't already engaged in the current Ravi to get you guys planet side long enough to attempt to use a weapon. And because we just really got our facts straight about this, uh, we haven't had too long to throw at the dartboard, so to speak. So if you guys have an idea, we'd love to hear it.
What's the name of that group that works for Absalom? They're kind of like Absalom's police force.
Oh, you had to ask. Um,
If you're talking about the stewards sort of act like peacekeepers
No,
throughout
yeah,
the
yeah,
pack world.
yeah. I was gonna say we could try and get in contact with something like the stewards. I'm sure they have plenty of ships in reserve in case the hive attack the Pact Worlds.
well, the
The
Hive
Hive
has definitely
are.
been attacking the Pact Worlds.
I was
Remember, we
gonna
lost Abalon.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
we lost most of Abalon.
or yeah, Abalon.
Abalon, not
Yeah,
Absalon. Abalon. Yeah, the space station is fine. That first planet, we'll get it fixed.
I think Fable would actually probably say something at this point. I feel like at some point we're going to want to turn our attention towards Abalon.
Abalon or Absalon?
Abalon. And he's like, he looks at Commander. He's like, Commander, you've read my report. And he's like, because the commander would be one of the few people who had security clearance, so they would probably know pretty much what I just showed them with the spell.
Mm.
Maybe a little bit more, but
Okay.
be like,
Yes, your theories about the future.
what I saw. He said, if there's going to be a nano plague that develops anywhere, our historians, with what records they've been able to put together, theorize that the nanite plague started on Abalon.
Ah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost Jesse's voice except in the real world, and then had to reset.
Okay. So yeah, Fable probably is like, yeah, Abalon is like, if there's a nano plague that's going to develop, it would be on Abalon. And if the swarm is already on Abalon, we'll need to tune our focus there sooner rather than later. As
Okay.
near as our historians can tell, if there was a nano plague developed, that would likely be it.
So Abalon
What
is no
would
longer under the control of the Ravi.
Oh, they're not? It
No.
isn't.
So yeah, they
Okay.
they retook it in the first couple of months of the war.
Right. Yeah, he'd probably still point out that we need to strategically make sure that Avalon is there's a defensive posture on Avalon.
Mm.
We can leave
So if we
trace of the
take the
Pact
main
World's
prank,
forces.
doesn't it happen with that too?
Yeah. Are you sure that she says? Are you sure that nanite plague wouldn't start at Eox?
Eox didn't have, according to our records, well, Eox had a fairly advanced technology. Nanite technology and the AI that drove the nanites in the first place could have only come from some place like Abalon, where AIs were prevalent, or Versis, where there was always cutting edge technology. But
Mm.
Versis was focused mostly on cybernetics. At least that was my understanding
Yeah,
from what our historians have told us.
living nanite
So
plague doesn't sound like Eox. It sounds a little too living for them.
mm. So
Plagues are
lollipop.
typically used only on living things.
Have you told the military about your contact with Triune?
No.
Okay. So yeah. So, but that is currently the plan is amassing enough ships to try and take out the hive at its source. But as you can tell from our surveillance, while it lasted, which was about 40 seconds before the probes were destroyed, um, their arsenal is currently redonkulous. I know. Avesk said redonkulous. Get over it. Let's move forward.
Makes sense. They understand how important this synapse center is to their function.
Yes, the quadrant that they're currently in is in a fairly decent place to attack both the core and the Veskarium. We are currently speaking with the stewards now. In fact, doo-doo-doo. Hi, I'm the guy from the stewards. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for your casual entrance.
Mm. All right, he's dressed in white. He looks very proper. He's a human, and his name is Jim. Just kidding. Sorry, Sean. Uh,
Jim. Your name is Jim.
He's
your
dead,
name is
Jim.
Jim too. Uh,
Damn it, Jim. I'm a steward, not an engineer.
no, no, no.
Well, since this has come to the point in the conversation where this is about asking other government or other organizations for help, this is above Fable's pay grade, and he's still contemplating the possible outcomes that could come of trying to use this thing as a weapon.
Speaking of Eox, what's the status of the corpse fleet? If there's anything that could probably be really good at fighting the swarm, it's a horde of space zombies, am I right?
The undead can be used, though dishonorably.
Mm,
I don't know. You know how maggots love to eat dead flesh?
Mm.
Yeah, but is that flesh usually cursed with
Beautiful.
necromantic energies? It might give them a bellyache at least.
our historical records showed that the corpse fleet is non gratis within the Pact worlds. There was some records that the corpse fleet believed that Eox didn't need the rest of the Pact worlds to defend itself, and were split off as a renegade faction. Is this still true, or has the past changed as well?
Mm, according to my historians, you seem pretty correct. Not bad for a guy from the future.
Well, he's like, I get flashes. Our historical records were spotty. I studied what I could, but what I can't remember. I get flashes. There's something about that portal.
The portal that you went through, or the portals that you came through to get back here that day with all those Capran?
He's like, uh, he he's like, the first time I went, when I arrived here.
Ah, when you arrived in this time. Got it.
Noticed things that changed, and he just kind of like trails off and maybe kind of like focuses at looking at the holographic display of the asteroid that's now like become a hive spot.
Hmm.
Decided like it's clear that he's trying to put his mind to work to something that he understands a little bit better than the temporal stuff that he's still seems to be coming to grips with.
Mm. Yes, one day I'm sure you'll be quite powerful, right before you die.
Probably.
Mm.
Isn't that the goal of life?
Be as powerful as you can right before you die. Yes.
Phenomenal
Screaming,
cosmic death.
screaming unlimited power before you're thrown down a pit.
Ah.
Crush your
So-
enemies, see them driven before you, hear the
Hear the
lamentations of the
lamentations of
women.
their women. Yeah, yeah. That's my favorite part of that quote is the goat bleat at the end.
Oh, so it'll probably take us several weeks, if not months, to obtain what we need while we're still defending both the Viscarium and the core from these guys as they send out troops. But I believe our main goal now, especially since Future Boy believes it to be so, is to take out these guys. And
Future
perhaps that
Boy,
will
hallowed
correct
be his name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
his kingdom come
His
300
will
years in the future.
his will may or may not be done depending on the actions currently being taken.
Mm. He may get out of the
Here
way.
or wherever here is in the future.
Yeah.
300 years in the future was when he was actually supposed to arrive. He was overshot past that. He's probably like something 500, 600 years
Well,
in the future.
maybe if you hadn't fallen asleep on the time bus, you would have gotten off at the right stop.
Right? Or
Hey,
maybe there's something here
there
that
was
he
no
needs
time
to
bus.
fix.
It was just the time knife, and everything was Jeremy Bearimy as well.
Oh God.
I was thinking the
Nice.
vortex decided to put him somewhere else, but that's
This is
a
my
totally different
birthday.
system.
Janet. I love Janet so much. Anyway. So we need to figure out how to use the Hagoyamen. Sorry, see, look, I'm doing it again. The Hagoyamen to fix time. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He's like, I'm not sure what I'm exactly advocating, other than the swarm doesn't get a hold of it, and that the swarm doesn't take control of places where they could be exposed to advanced AI nanite plagues.
The swarm will not receive the Star Stone. I will ensure that.
Yeah. Forearms united.
Team Forearms.
He's like, using it, I don't know whether we should or we shouldn't, or if it's even possible.
And Temperance, you've been fairly quiet for this. What do you think?
Scientifically, it is sound that we could use this to create some sort of weapon. However, I hold the same trepidation that the power within this thing is something that, even by pre-gap magic standards, they had no fathom of how it worked. The original Starstone completely wiped out pretty much every civilization on Galarian when it crashed.
Hmm. That is what history has led us to believe. Though the pockets of misinformation within it, who knows?
I'm certain that the Aslanti would like to tell you that they were not wiped out by it.
Uh, you literally see her eyes roll in her head when you bring up Aslanti.
Ah, ah, ah.
Kind of gives a nod, like, yeah, fuck those guys.
Mm. And for those of you at home that don't know, Aslanti are the racist humans.
Yes.
Which is
Human
weird,
supremacists. Yep.
because in Pathfinder, they're the Azarketi, and they're fish people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, see, I don't believe that Pathfinder exists. No one has proven it to me with sufficient evidence.
I'm gonna start throwing the books at your door.
Don't do that. Walk to the door, open it, and throw the books on his bed.
Yeah, yeah.
On her bed. I'm sorry.
Thank you. But yeah, no, fucking like fucking I think that at this point Kleb probably says he notices the look and he goes, huh. I do not understand these Aslanti. Who or what are they?
Humans that think humans are better than everyone else and that everyone else should work for humans.
That is strange. Clearly Shobot are better than humans.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks.
Everyone else in the room disliked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fable's an android, so like his attitude towards humans is ambivalent at best to begin with. But this is a
you don't
little.
like God?
I mean,
it pretty much no.
yeah.
It's
Well,
just like,
here's the thing. Klett is a bit of a Shobot supremacist, not out of hatred. He just is like, no, Shobot's is the strongest. I don't know what people like. Does anyone have like who would truly debate that?
Dwarves.
yeah.
Yeah. Elves.
Humans have and androids have a very long, complicated history of servitude and slavery. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, the ambivalent would be just be like, Shobots, as far as he's concerned, yeah, empirically better than humans, and for the most part, they didn't hold androids as slaves, so
true.
better.
Plus
but
Shobot big. Big is better.
well, that may be debatable, but they aren't
Does that
slavers.
mean the bears win by Shobot logic?
Yeah. Duh.
The bears that are
bears.
gentrifying
Those bears are
Avalon?
wonderful.
Yes.
Not those bears.
Ha ha ha.
You don't understand. We're very good at what we do, which is making camera shops.
The
And not
bears.
swimming.
Duh. Bears. To bears. To bears. To bears. To bears.
The bulls.
But yeah,
The
Horse.
bear and the bull. Ave true to Kaiser.
what
Mm.
is
My brother in Kaisar, you are the bandit.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, it's like,
you know?
Legion motherfuckers be like, at least there's no bandits in our territory. My brother
Yeah,
in
right.
Kaisar, you are the bandit.
God, that's good.
So
And the bear.
I feel like if they're like, it's if there's gonna be a super whip and belt with this, it's probably not. It's probably gonna take more than just those of us with engineering and mysticism skills standing around here, because that would probably be like a level 20 item.
Something
And
tells me
probably
it's gonna
requires
get
an
real mass.
engineering team.
Something tells
Yeah.
me it's gonna get real Mass Effect real quick.
Yeah,
like
we
we're
gotta
gonna
get
be
our war
crucibling.
score up.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Yeah,
gotta figure out how we're gonna get all of these different fleets to work together.
Yeah.
And then pick
Yeah.
what color ending we want.
You know, personally, I'm partial to if
Purple.
we can find a pink ending.
I was thinking purple, but
Ooh, purple would be good too. I changed my vote. Purple.
I think we can all
Forearm
agree on
goes for
purple.
purple.
I think
Be
we can all
either
vote
destroy
purple.
or control.
True.
Because that's red and blue.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I need.
I just want to know who's going to be Legion.
Oh,
when we
me.
get to Geth Prime.
Oh, me, duh.
Claire, I must go. My people need me.
Yeah, yeah. And then I upload my brain to a server. All right, anyway.
Spoilies!
Anyway, I lost my
Spoilies
brain
for
again.
like 15-year-old game or some shit. I don't know.
Hey,
It's
I
not
was
that
about
old,
to
but
say, hey, don't spoil the endings for Mass Effect 3 for me, but then I realized, yeah, that would be dumb of me.
yeah,
I was
Yeah, you
gonna
should just say
say that should
ending.
have already happened.
ah,
Yeah.
Wait, Computer King, you mean that if I have the same thing happen but with slightly different photoshopped pictures, it's not a different ending?
Hmm.
Don't answer that, Computer King. I'm your lawyer.
All
I
right.
totally don't have BioWare behind me about to enact some of their BioWare magic on me if I don't get an answer.
I know we started late, but this is a good time to stop.
All right.
Well,
All
In
right. So
general, or
everybody,
with this line of thought?
well, in general, we can keep this line of thought after the game tonight if that's what we
Yeah.
want. But everyone gain a level.
Woo!
Yay!
All right. And then let's start with Computer King, and everybody can send their player's choice.
Hey, I'm Computer King, supervillain of streaming, and yeah, I was playing Lollipop, who really wanted to convince the guys to steal the Hagoyamen, but instead they went to the boss.
Well,
Yeah,
I do still have the Hagoyamen.
good.
They if they want to pry it from me, they're gonna have to deal with a now level 8, level 9? I think level 9?
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Level
this is
yeah, level
Claire we're
9.
talking about. It's the reverse Charlton Heston. If they
Yeah.
need to take it from you, they'll have to do it with their own cold dead hand.
Listen, no. I'm the Charles Bronson. If they want to take it from me, I'm gonna be naked and covered in baby oil.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is Remo Williams territory.
on Thursdays, I'm in New Amsterdam playing Payne Dexter, who's a pretty fun-loving solo who's got to be in a fight between guys who look like Nicolas Cage and guys who look like John Travolta. Yes, it's face off on a grand scale with not even clones. It's just folks who had cyber surgery done to look like these guys. And I know I've been talking about it for weeks, but wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And on Fridays, on every other Friday, I'm in The Immortal War, where I play a wonderful, sneaky, deadly, semi-assassin-y samurai of the Lily clan. And on the other Fridays, I play John Zulu, aka Howler, who drives a big monkey mech. And that's all I do around here. So, who's next?
Let us go with Psychopathic.
Oh, sorry. I'm leveling. Okay. Scott. I played Rim today, and yeah, this will be fun. Let's blow things up. I don't know. I got a weird thing. I don't know. It happens. What else am I in? Okay, Monday, Thursday. I got New Amsterdam, where I don't remember anything, but everything's weird. And oh, I brought somebody back to life, sort of. Yeah, I did.
Close enough.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
Now I got to figure out my life choices and how many people I'm going to make mad and then have to worry about that. Yeah, that's going to be sad. And then we got every other Saturday, there's After the Bomb, which I'm in, and that's fun. And I still have to watch the last episode that I was unfortunately not able to make, but I think I should watch it so I know how much stuff you guys got while I wasn't there. And then the opposite Saturdays from After the Bomb, we have My brain can't even remember my own game's name. Oh, my Lanta. The
That's an
Restoration of
excellent game.
Gallifrey. The Restoration of Gallifrey. Um, we're playing Doctor Who, and we last time we helped create characters, make sure that everybody had all their gear that they needed, so that when they stand before the council, they know what they capabilities they have, and venture off into the mission that the council sends them on. And then every other Sunday, which is the same Sunday as whatever, we got Gloomfall, which I did a sermon last time, I think. So we got more people to play with, and that'll be fun. And I think that's it. Yes, that's it.
Jesta.
Okay. So I am the Just a King Zerat. You caught me here playing Fable 42, the displaced soldier, or the temporal warrior, as it were, at this point, trying to come to grips with his powers as a precog, while still, trying to integrate that with his training as a soldier to the best of his ability. You can also catch me here for Gloomfall, although I'm going to have to figure out how that looks because my computer is not doing well with Foundry. But I don't know what we're going to do. I'll figure it out. And I kind of want to do the preview last, so I'd like to let everybody else get their. I have a special preview that after everybody's got their outros out of the way. But I want to wait until everybody gets a chance to do that first.
Okay. So that would make it Mira.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mira, also known as Mira Shades GM, and today you caught me playing Cle Nasaravi, owner of the Ravi Core, sacred protector of the Hagoyamen, creator of the of the Death Scream. Other titles, etc., etc. I need to start writing some titles down so I can have as many titles as I want. You can also catch me on tomorrow, Tuesday. No, not tomorrow. Next Tuesday for Nobility and Notoriety, where I play Diolphus, Duchess of the Plain of Carceri, who is a completely normal character who has nothing weird going on. I promise, swearsies. You can also catch me on Thursdays, where I run New Amsterdam, where everything is kind of starting to get back to some sort of form of normalcy in a way, but also not. We're finding new normal. Catch me on every Friday, either in Yakshas as Frank, Old Man Cancer, or as Hiroki, the Himbo Samurai. Catch me on Saturdays, every other Saturday in After the Bomb, where I happen to be playing someone by the name of Adam McCarthy, but his name should be getting rocked by a fucking RPG every goddamn time we get in combat. I swear to God, every time we're in combat, Adam's the first person to get hit, and he only has 3 wounds. One day he'll die, and I'll play a character who's just real angry and has a gun, and then I'll show that system what fucking for. You can also catch me on every other Sunday in Gloomfall, where I play Madame Yenvrath. She is batshit crazy, and she's got minions, and she's working on turning her minions into profit. And that's going to be me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've saved the best for last. Rowan.
Your minions? You wish for growth? Profit? Groffit?
Profit.
Hi ho, friendolas. My name is Rowan, otherwise known as Nightheart. Caught me here today where I was playing Charity and Temperance. Temperance got a little bit of a spotlight, which is nice. He usually doesn't talk a whole lot because people don't make sense to him. You can also find me here on Wednesdays, where I am in Over the Horizon, where I play Sinel, who is, again, another technologically adept character who does not understand how people work and is a snake, in more ways than one. On Thursdays, you can catch me in New Amsterdam. Sorry for that brain fart. I am on some fun stuff for
Hell
throat
yeah.
for throat problems. where I play Cachette, who kind of knows how people work, but is really upset because he had to do some blue on blue because someone wouldn't listen to him and he was in a mech, so he just shot them. As you do, it's Cyberpunk. You can also find me here I run both games on Fridays, one of them in L5R homebrew setting, known as the Immortal War, where they are still dealing with some summer festival stuff because it seems like every time I get sick, it's on that, and I apologize for that. And on the other Fridays, it's Yakshas, a Lancer homebrew setting where everyone has space cancer and everything sucks forevers. That's it for me.
Some of them have actual cancer.
Yeah, like
One of
Frank,
them has
come on.
actual cancer.
And nerve damage. And is a recovering alcoholic.
And
Okay,
is
I'm
back
done.
on the smoking.
Yeah.
All right. So, I guess that leaves me. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Player's Choice Award was awarded to Fable 42, who will get 5,000 extra experience.
Nice.
Your
Thank
chart.
yous. Thank
There you
yous. Thank yous.
Of course. You
Ah.
expositioned the hell out of the game earlier, and I appreciate it.
Thanks for not saying it was classified, Dick. I mean,
The second you said that's classified, I went, I fucking knew it. And then you actually did say the things.
We had to reward you for not doing that. It's the only
Yeah.
way you'll learn.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
See, a mystery is only worthwhile if you get to see pieces that feel significant every now and again.
Again, we had
Well,
to award good behavior.
So let me get my outro out of the way, and then we'll get to Jester's pièce de résistance. I'm David the Gnome. I play here on Mondays with these crazy people. Occasionally, I get to be in other things, but for the most part, this is what I do. Hopefully, everyone's enjoying it. If not, leave comments, and I'll try and fix that, or I'll tell you to beep off. Other than that, let's get a Ravi Kala. And no, I'm just kidding. Other than that, it's time for Jester's. Go ahead.
All right. So we start with a first person perspective, and we start with maybe the eyelids coming up. And we looking around, we see ourselves in a really well decorated hallway. In a really well decorated sort of like room. It's got red carpet that looks, very, plush and whatever. The walls are very clearly having been made from some sort of some sort of off-site wood. And we kind of like, as the perspective shifts, we see like a line of people standing, maybe not military style, but kind of standing like when you're kind of like grouped up waiting for somebody to talk. um, and we see different kinds of aliens. We see like an ooze like an ooze like Selamid. We see like an SRO, standing there, and they're all kind. And we see like maybe the moth like Fae called Corinta, one of them fluttering nearby. They're all kind of have various accoutrements that speak to the fact that they're not just, necessarily civilians. And we see a human woman with glasses. She's maybe about 5'6", 5'7". She's got her hair pulled up like in a, sort of like a bun sort of thing. And she's coming, maybe about middle-aged-ish. And she's walking down the line of these people, handing a digital tablet to each of them. Goes, and then when she gets to the person of perspective and hands it, she kind of turns around and walks out in front and has her hand pulls out the last slate she's got in front of her, and she's kind of got her head down. She kind of looks up and she goes, "Now then, welcome to VCL1. You're all, congratulations. You've all won yourselves a tryout contract with the Victory League, with Victory Combat League. You'll want to check your digital contracts, as they are. Your agents might want to go over them a little bit later on, but the basics, you get 2 to 3 matches The committee will take a look at you. If they decide they're gonna use you after that time, there will be negotiations for a slightly better contract with a little bit better dates, what have you. You know the drill. And she's like, at this time, I'd like to introduce you to your talent relations. This is Mr. Rios. He'll be taking you the rest of the way. And the out of and walking into the room, we see a Warlanisi in like a really nice suit, and he walks around in front of the group, and he up in front of the group, and he's like, he goes, "These are the new recruits, then, eh?" He goes, "I'm pleased to meet you, and it's not Mr. Rios, it's just Rios. Thank you very much." He goes, "Walk with me, and we'll get a bit of talking done while we're on our." And he's like, he says, "First of all, the thing you need to know is standardizing your contracts. You come to work here, you'll have yourself temporary established quarters on the station for now. Matches mostly will take place in the arena, although there are some on site and a bit of touring." And he's like, "What you've got to remember here is the object is not to kill or permanently maim your opponent. This is all standard in there. We kind of hard to build a brand if your stars are dying. You know what I'm saying?" He says, "You understand what I'm saying?" And he says, and he's kind of like walking by. He's like, "This here will be the locker room area." He says, he says, "When you're getting ready for your matches, you're changing, whatever you got to do, this is where you do it. Until you become a bigger star, you're going to be right here. And that's assuming you get the contracts." He goes, "Second," as he keeps walking, he's like, "Let's keep moving here." He goes, "Now, you'll be talking to me whenever there's a big thing coming up. Like if you've got a particular match, a little bit of an angle coming up, if you're going to be negotiating something, I'll be there. If there's something particular you need, for your day to day, you'll be talking to my assistant. But for the bigger things, I'll be available." And he's like, "This here is legal." And like we see and this is the head of our legal department, and like the door like walks up to an open door, and we see inside an Espercasa, um the bird-like aliens, and he's kind of reminiscent of an eagle, and he's got this big cowboy hat on his head, and he's dressed in like a tan suit, and he's like, and we hear him on the phone, and he's like, "No, son, listen, son, I don't care what your client thinks is implied upon the contract. That was not to be a physical performance situation. That was, in fact, a media event and a fan signing. Any injuries your client accrued, but through their own actions that were not mandated by the company, are not covered, i.e., we are not liable. What I'm saying in the most legal way I can say it is your client has his head up his ass, and we're not paying for shit because he started shit when it wasn't scripted in to his contract." And it like, and he turns around and looks at the group, and Rios is like, "Maybe we'll meet him a little bit later on." And he says, "Now this is what it's all about." And he kind of keeps walking, and he's like, "We're headed here now to the production center. You'll be meeting a lot of people." He goes, "And don't worry about him. He's actually quite a bit of fun at the company barbecue. And I hope you will make it to the company barbecue. It's a hell of a rouser every year." And he's like, "And here we're getting to production. You'll be meeting the people. We'll be dealing with the camera angles. We'll be talking about you sending you in on cue and talking about the real nitty gritty before you go out in front of the spheres. Now, the thing to remember," and he kind of stops here, he turns around, faces the group. "Victory Combat League is the biggest syndicated media combat sports entertainment company in at least 20 systems. Our distribution outpaces our closest competitor by milestones upon milestones. We've got more contract negotiations for exclusivity rights in at least 5 different places I'm aware of. And that's just what I'm aware of on a daily basis. This is a big leagues. Anything you want to do is fair game, but no lethal. When it gets to the point where the judges have called the match, or your opponent or your opponent cedes the match, it's over. The legal liabilities that you might face if you do permanent damage, well, that's the company's not going to share a whole lot of that. Now, if you're being careless, if it's an honest mistake, you can probably get square somehow. And he says, and when you do get it, if you do manage to get a contract, he goes, we also have ourselves a contract. We also have a referral agency for agents to get you better contracts if you do get in a little bit more permanently. No compete contracts while you're on under contract with us. He says yada yada standard details. He goes, now I'd like you to invite you to go to have a look around, get acquainted with the folks, stay out of the way. Production for the day will be starting in about 10 hours, so you got plenty of time to wander around without being in the way. I'd say you've got about 2 or 3 hours. You could probably be not in the way, kind of get yourself situated, and then you'll see yourself. You'll see Miss Schmed for your keys to for your BioLock encryptions for your rooms and for your stay. Good luck to each and every single one of you. I hope that looking at you all here, any one of you could be our next champion. And like he kind of turns around and like you see up on the screen like a video playing of a battle that took place in an arena with it's like a team battle involving like you see like all kinds of pyrotechnics from magic, and you see like some blade on blade like a Vesk swinging his Doshko at a Borai with bone blades and all this stuff going on in the background, and we get the logo VCL, Victory Combat League. Ladies and gentlemen, here soon I will be running a one shot that could possibly turn into a little bit more under the Shrike Shards brand, if you will. This, if you haven't guessed, the focus on the story will be a sports combat entertainment company, and I look forward to rounding up my cast for that. It'll probably be on a Sunday. Stay tuned for further information as we prepare for that. And I'm going to turn it back over to our host.
Hell yeah.
You are muted, sir.
Check your chart.
Shrek your Shrike.
Hello.
Hello.
My chart is currently checked.
Excellent.
Now that my chart has been put once again back in check, let's get a Ravi Kala and get the hell out of here.
Ravi
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 Kala.
Kala.